see. Deeper on the left side. Got a big bog hole over this little crest here, unfortunately. Hopefully it's not too ridiculous. No, just a bit of slop there. Brakes. Got a number of river crossings along here. We've just been out doing a bit of maintenance though, because we can see people haven't been using the tracks. So we've actually got the hedge trimmer and the chainsaw and stuff like that, and we're just going through, cleaning it up for everyone, doing our bit. So if you do see something like a tree that needs a trim or something, you know, if everybody does a little bit, it makes for light work. Traction control. Crossed it up a bit there, trying to not go in one of the holes, so we've got a bit of flex happening. Why do people have to spin their wheels here? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I haven't even seen what I'm going down over yet. Some of these exits can be...
Cheers, Scotty. Memories, mate. First of many trips in the new HILUX. That's it, mate. It's already scratched, so I don't really care anymore.
One of the guys is in his like new HILUX. Got a pinstripe yesterday. As I always say, it's up to you how you want to handle it. Sometimes you've got to be careful these bog holes aren't really deep and you're on the edge of it if you do bypass it like that, so just be aware of that. It can be slippery, you can slip into it and end up with a vehicle on the side in the bog hole, so something to think about before our next river crossing. Now, see here, it's quite overgrown and there's berry bushes. Oh, that's rutted out big time as well, so I'm going to go and have a look at that and trim some of those bushes for everyone. So we'll just back it up a little bit. About a wheel bit between a wheel and a tyre. I use second low range for crossing rivers usually. A little bit less wheel spin. Just going to stop and trim some of these overgrownness for the guys. They're going to appreciate that. And the next one. The way I test a bog hole is use a bit of experience and just carefully drive through it. Stop if it gets too deep. You might be stuck, but you've got someone behind you to pull you out. Sticks are alright, but you can spend a lot of time with sticks. Anyway, we're not a fan of those things. What we like is these rivers. River crossings. Okay. What's this? Oh, it's a fair drop off. So we're going to do a little bit of pruning and take it hard left. To this, there's a big drop out. Someone spun a wheel. one. I'll be surfing here. Woohoo! Hey, 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 Johnny! Yeah, we broke the rules a little bit, but we know we're okay. All under control. Just got to watch it on the exit of this one. I can see a rock sticking up in the middle and it looks a bit deep around it, so just I'll let you know, but be aware of it in case I forget to let you know. Yeah, so I'll put the left tyres over it. It's definitely a bit of rock there. You probably don't want under the vehicle. It's deep enough around it that yeah, it'd give you a bit of a scrape unnecessarily. Otherwise, cruisy cruisy. A lot of these exits are flattened off, so some of them that are normally okay are a bit worse, and some of them that are normally a bit worse are okay. Maybe they've repaired the bad ones. Now this is an interesting one. This is quite cool actually. People are not going to know where to go here because it is quite cool. It gets a bit of a deep hole here too, so I'm going to get on with it. That's that bit there because it's quite narrow. This is actually the track. Hey, how's that? Funky, funky, funky. Thank you. So this is quite funky up here. You'll see once you get here, guys. Ask questions if you need to. Bit of pinstripes. Okay, so you don't go to the left, you stay to the right, is my tip. But I need to be clear about this for the others, so I'm going to stop the video and let them know which track to take so they don't drive up the river, because they look very similar, didn't they? Okay, here, so HILUX is going to have a crack up here. I drove up no problem. It's a little bit, obviously you can't always see it in the video. Possibly the easy way is up that left side there. So we'll send him up. We'll send him up over that side hopefully. We'll see how well he goes. and slow. That's it. Just run him along that edge there. As soon as he's clear. That's alright. Whoa, bit of wheel spin. Whoops. That didn't go to plan. That was the diff that touched there. That's where hugging it doesn't work. I'd be better off over this side. So we'll get out of his way a little bit in case he wants to come this way. A bit of 150 action. You got to hug it a bit more, that's it. And that wet, see the wet problem there? You nearly hit your diff there. That one did it okay. So it comes down to a little bit of experience and driving skills, if you like. Not much you can, whoop, a bit slippery there. Not much you can do about. Ooh, this is going to be a bit of a wheel spinning. Yeah, just scrape the diff as well. Let's go and have a look at that little evidence mark. The rear diff. Just touched, right there. So, as I said, sometimes that might look like the hard way, all this business, but there's a big hole under the vehicle and you can't scrape under the vehicle. You got to not look at the hole. Left tyre over this side somewhere, right tyre over that side. Nothing underneath here, but it doesn't matter. Ooh, looks a bit pinstripe. There's a lot of blackberry bushes growing and some old dead ones as well that have been. This one, oh, looks like a rock and a deep exit. I don't know if I want to park there to do gardening. Let's get across there and see what happens, eh? Let's get over there. And I might just get out and not be lazy this time. I'll just snip that. If you stick to the left, you should be pretty right going down there. There's a rock in the middle. I'm going to place just on the inside of my left tyre. And it did just touch the control arm a little. And no, we're not going to be lazy again. Slow is best, keeps things under control. Another one of those rocks there. Generally, if you can't get it outside of your wheel track, I find just inside the tyre, on the inner side of the control arm, gives you the most clearance. Doesn't always work out, but if you hit your control arm, it's pretty strong. You're only going to hit it softly. It's not something that matters. So we just lost some firewood here in the middle of the track. Steeper exit this one, fairly steep and smooth, which is good. Bit of a rough one here, looks like a bit of a hole on the left, so I'm going to stay to the right, and worst case scenario, do it a bit slower. In worst case scenario, if things don't work out, it all happens a lot more gently. Very slow and gentle. We've got a bit of a hole on the left, the front's about to go. Hard to tell how deep it is though, unless you get out and have a look. There it is, I think we're sort of, and the back's going to go in there, but we want to do it slow so we don't bounce too hard, so we don't take off our back mud flap, or even worse if people are in a hurry, rear bars or whatever. Looks like quite a rough exit on the other side. Plenty of water running down this river, splashing up on the windscreen. Another one we can't even see over the bonnet of. Yeah, we can see a little bit now, but first part's not too bad. Again, they've all changed each time we come through here, unless you're within weeks. They all change a lot. You can see the rocks down here. There's some big rocks and there's some ruts where all the tyres go. Slow and gently does it. Not always, it all varies. You can drive however you like. Someone's been dropping a lot of firewood along here. If I remember correctly. For those that waited around, it's Bulltown Spur. So the river crossings was the Crook River from Talbotville, headed, I'd probably say in a northeasterly direction, whatever it is. Probably got that wrong, but anyway, I'm not in front of a map. Gut feeling is north. I'd have to think about it, something like that anyway. Yeah, eventually takes you to the bottom of Bulltown, and you head up Bulltown. No, that's not the last climb, a little bit further up here. And it hits McMillan's Road. Pretty sure this is the final climb out of here. Thought we were there before. Just great out here. You look around, like blue sky, nice weather, nice calm, no wind. You just see the hills and you can just see all the tracks. There's just so many tracks. Keep you busy out here for months. Months and months, really. Just for anyone that's interested, driving a 2019 1GT FTV and it did a DPF burn coming up the hill. We started coming up a hill, it got to 100, started its little burn, about 10 minutes, went down quite quickly at lower speeds. That's generally what happens. Maybe the conditions aren't right, so it does a quick burn type thing. And that's where you got to hopefully get a better one next time. We had a nice highway run for the last burn, so hopefully it was happy with that. And as long as you get the right run at the right time, that's where I think you're not going to have too many issues. But if you always get the short run at the right time, they're the ones that are going to. This one's a bit chopped out. I think that line's going to work pretty well. Just going through that first, there's some sort of dig outs, wheel spin, whatever. I went slightly to the right, that worked, and I'm coming up to the next one, slightly to the right and easy also. You can even see the street sign. Bulltown Spur Track. And to the right is down McMillan's, and to the left is up McMillan's, and that's where we're going to go. Facing the sky here. Nice steep little bit. Try and get a bit of footage of the guys coming up, eh?